Yes, sir. How are you, mate?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good, good,
mate.
good.
I'm good. What's
Big
going on
show
tonight,
mate? Big
I
show
know. What
tonight.
is going on? Big show. Who have we got on?
We've got Geddo. So
Where's the plane going?
Hey?
Where's the plane going?
The plane's
North
going north,
Queensland.
mate. Going north. Get your tropical gear on. All right? Let's do it.
Steve.
Back in town.
Steve. Yeah, good, man. How you feeling? How you going? All right? I know.
Lockdown. We're finally out of lockdown as of tonight.
As of what, another 5 hours, whatever it is?
I think I saw you do this in a one of the hotels once with some of your underwear.
Yeah. Did it land in your face? You swear like that.
Oh, hang on, mate. Yeah. Anyway, that's when you used to wear G-strings. Does everyone know that you used to wear G-strings?
Nah.
I know that's private. That's private.
I know. And we had Jamie Reid last week. It was all right. Thanks to Jamie Reid for talking about JR. What's his name? Manuel, man. Manuel got the ass. Manuel got fired, man.
I don't think it was probably one of our most fluid, let's call it, shows that we've actually had. Might have been a little, let's call it a little bit clunky.
That's what Manuel, man. Manuel should have known better. Manuel just got fired.
I know. Anyway, all right. But it was good to catch up with JR. All with the birds, the tweets. And I had to reflect a little bit, buddy. I think you sort of, you just need to get a little bit more control of yourself in those situations, right?
What are you talking about? I had perfect control. Just Manuel's just making me laugh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I know. Well, it was a good show. It was good. I mean, it was good to have Jamie hear all the what's what. What is this?
All the news. So Jamie sent me this during the week, and this is all of he was saying he started the league off, the internal club league, and doing stuff, different divisions and whatnot. Yeah. Like it wasn't everyone, a few people were missing, but this is a photo of the team, of the club, which is awesome. I'm loving those red and white uniforms too. They really pop. They look great.
So who have we got there? Do you know who we got there? Put you on the spot. A lot of people.
I know a lot of Oh, there's
I know who they are.
Carnels,
people from Western Australia,
of course.
Yeah.
Look at the kids, man. That's the thing is you look at those photos and you go, mate, there's kids playing.
I know.
For me, that's great, and that's what we want to see, right? So JR doing a great job.
Keep it up. And then obviously you got, like you said, you got Lockie there and Jordan.
Yeah,
obviously
Jordan,
they're helping out.
Jordan there, yeah, absolutely.
Keep it up, guys. Just keep helping, and everybody else in there.
Who do you reckon would win a fight out of a scorpion and a taipan?
Ooh.
A taipan's
yeah. I don't know, man. The scorpion will be just like going around, he's just like
on the back. You've heard that story, that fable about a frog and a scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
Getting across. Have you heard that before?
No.
Okay, well, I'll tell you another day. But anyway, the scorpion's got the stinger. It's got the stinger.
Yeah.
Taipan, he's got the bite. It's got the bite, and that's Townsville. That's the name of the club. Townsville the Taipans. Townsville Taipans.
North Queensland. Anyway, that's where we're going.
We've got some new news. What's the new news happening?
Yeah, we've got a competition.
Believe it
or not. We will be, and look, we've hit the big time. We've hit the big time now. And we've got sponsors and people just want to, get involved and help, contribute.
Yep.
So but let me tell you a little bit about this the way we're going to run a competition. All right.
What's the competition based on?
Funny hockey stories. I mean, you and I both know that, we've been around for a little while, and we always know one of the things that it reminds me, every time we've gone to, when we were playing or whatever we were doing, there was always a trip that we went and we had there was always like a saying, it was like, remember that, was you there? Caca wedge. Yeah. Yeah, you remember.
Was you there?
Was you there? Caca wedge. And do you remember one? Aho. Yeah. So let me tell you, some of you people might know. I mean, it's a long story, but I'm going to try to tell it real quick, yeah? People might remember these type of shoes.
Yeah, that your kids wear, right? The kids wear. But you seem to keep buying them wherever we go. And
I saw them, and I said to you, man, I got to get these shoes, remember? I just want them. And anyway, massive story, but we're going to cut it real short. And it was just like a real funny time that you and I were in there trying on clothes.
Which country were we in?
I know. Where were we? Was that Macau?
That was in Macau, which is near Hong Kong. Yep.
Yeah. So we were in Macau trying on clothes. I don't know if you remember. Yeah. And then a lot of the clothes that we were trying on, the pricing was actually on the actual coat hanger. Remember? Yeah. And look, I mean, I know that you're going to think, oh, yeah, you're bloody South Americans, whatever. But I remember genuinely trying something on, and then
not a piece of clothing. It was actually on the coat hanger, right?
Yes, the pricing. And I remember it was just an accident trying something on and then putting it on. But I remember I used to put it on the wrong coat hanger, so I wasn't paying the correct price.
Coat hanger.
The one that said free. And we're in this massive, like, I don't know, like a Rebel Sport would have been, yeah. And you and I are trying on things. I've asked some dude to go and look for these shoes for me in my size, and he's gone, right? And he's just like taking off, and he's turning back, remember? And you and I are just trying on stuff, and we just hear him go, "Aho!" You remember? I mean, I know it sounds like a little bit rude, but he wasn't saying that rude. But it was just saying. We looked at him like, "What? What did he just call us?"
You told me an aho.
I know. Did you just call me an aho for messing up his coat hangers? But anyway, long story short, we were just there. This guy's just calling us aho, but we didn't realize he was calling somebody else, pointing out the shoes and stuff.
That was his sport crew's name, right?
Yeah. And anyway, long story short, so we were just like laughing for no reason, and we just laughed the whole trip, and we went and told the boys the whole story, and we just stuck around.
It just stuck around. Well, you actually got quite offended, actually. You're talking to me.
Well, I know.
Right. All right. Anyway, that's
competition.
We'll go to competition.
So, for example, that was a funny story. Well, we think it's funny. I think it's funny, hilarious. And I'm just showing a bit of a prop. So the way we're going to run a competition is you need to tell us your funny hockey story. Yeah. And the way that, hopefully you can back it up with a photo. So that way it gives a little bit of context to it.
If you can.
Yeah, hopefully. And, but yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to run it for about 4 weeks. We want people to, send us a message on the Facebook Roller Hockey Australia page. Send us a private message so nobody can see it on the wall and take copyright it. But the thing is, it's got to be a funny story. You got to keep it within reason, obviously, so we can read it out. And if it's funny enough, obviously you're going to win. But if it's funny enough and you're available, we might get you to get you on the show. Tell us about it.
So who's our sponsor? Who's helping us out on this one?
Well, Rob Vasey.
Good old Rob Vasey from New Zealand. Our counterpart.
He's contacted us, and he obviously would like to, he watches. And we know, we've been over to New Zealand. We've taken the jet over to New Zealand. So we want to do it. And we want to give everybody the opportunity from Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
To contribute. So it's not just an Australian.
We'll take a funny story from anywhere, right?
I know, exactly.
It's going to be relevant. People sort of get it and understand it,
Yeah. But like we say, you got to keep it, decent.
Animated.
Yeah. But
We'll filter it.
Anybody from New Zealand or anyone from Australia couldn't enter.
Yep.
Like send us a message. Yeah, send us a private message, and just tell us about your story. Hopefully, you can back it up with a photo. Now, obviously, what are we giving away, Steve?
When are we going to do it?
We're going to do it in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, right.
Okay, we're going to do it in about 3 or 4 weeks. Obviously, we're going to tell you about it.
What do you win?
In the next. Well, that's what I was going to tell. What's the giveaway? Because we've got giveaways to give away, and what's the giveaway?
There are many giveaways to give away, but there's only one giveaway that a hockey player wants.
And what is that?
A red card. No. That's, a hockey stick. I think Rob's going to donate a hockey stick, and he said he'll ship it anywhere in the world. You know?
Anywhere in the world. No. It was
Good on you, Rob, mate. Thanks very much, dude. That's what we want to see. You know, just people jumping up and having a bit of a yak, bit of a laugh. So, mate.
So to recap, guys, so that way you don't miss out. We need a funny hockey story. Beg your pardon?
Did Rob say it's one of his used hockey sticks?
I know. It's got about that much meat on the bottom.
I think Kelly will take it. He'll use it.
To recap, you can win yourself a brand new hockey stick. It'll be shipped to your place. All you got to do is send in a funny story. Hopefully you can back it up with a photo or something to give it a bit of context. It's got to be, PG. So that way we can call it out. And if you're lucky enough and you win and you're available, we might get you on the show and tell us a story.
There are so many. And there's so many people I've spoken to who's just called me and said, I'm going to tell you a story. And I said, that's awesome. And I said, I can't remember your story. So this is going to contribute to that, which is great.
I know.
But anyway, let's get back to the show tonight. So we've got Geddo on, right? So we're going to bring Geddo on. We're going to have a bit of a chat. What's happening in Townsville. And, Geddo's been around for quite some time. And actually someone who called me today told me a little bit about Geddo. Do you know that he's a bit of a renowned boxer back in his day? He knows how to handle himself. Oh, yeah.
Like Jeff Fennick, Lavizo? Was Geddo and Lavizo?
Apparently he just keep on the right side of Geddo. But when I started hockey many years ago, many years ago, right?
You had
when I had dark hair.
Dark hair, yeah.
I might have actually had a flat top.
And they say, remember you had that cross? You had the curls. I remember. I don't know where we were. I think it was one of your places. I don't know. And you had that cross, man. You had this massive, Wawa knee cross.
Don't talk about Wawa knee, mate. That's my joke, because that's when you came to my wedding, you were dressed like Wawa knee. You had a scarf.
I had that scarf. It was just that was my Wawa knee phase, man. But anyway, you had you had that up.
You had a scarf on. It was it's all done up like.
But you had a cross. Was it an upside down cross? Were you like the original goth?
Anyway, so Geddo.
Side, girls. Anyway, okay, going back to Geddo.
So Geddo's renowned bit of a boxer, but when I started, I remember, being new to the sport, 16, 15, whatever it is, and I remember seeing Geddo, and I remember seeing Benny, and I actually thought they had a bit of similarities in their looks, and I actually thought they were the same person or they were related, And I said, and I was thinking about it. I'm going, twins. There are twins. Right? Well, doppelgangers, right? Everyone's got a doppelganger, right? everyone's got someone who they look like, right? Some a bit better than others, right?
Yeah.
So bear with me a second. I just did a little bit of a comparison here, but it's really hard. I mean, Geddo doesn't have a lot of public photos out there, and Benny doesn't have a lot of public photos out there, so it's really hard for me to find some stuff, right? But let's see if you can. I don't know if this comes through, right? But let's see if it does. Can you see that?
Yeah, man. Which one's
There's
Benny?
a little bit of similarities there, right?
Which one's Benny? Which one's Geddo?
I know. Now, we know Benny doesn't mind having a bit of a dust-up, and we know Geddo knows how to handle himself. Now, that's
I know.
That's a bit of a pay-per-view sort of thing we could actually get happening at one of the veterans competitions coming up.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying, though. It could be the same person. It could be the same person.
It could be. Now, it made me think about the twins, right? Who's your twin? Who's your doppelganger? And there's probably other people out there. There's actually have you seen James Murray and one of the ministers? I haven't got it. It just came to me now. One of the ministers of Queensland. I'm going to bring it next week. Remind me, twins. These guys look. I'm at home. Tilly's watching the news. She goes, "That's Rabbit. That's James." And it's actually anyway. But I was thinking about us, right? I was thinking about us and going, well, you know, who's our twin?
Yeah, I know who my twin is. The one that get everyone done with. This was not part of my contract.
No, I'm just trying to show you.
I'm just telling me.
It's just about me. Just for a second, right? I was just thinking about me, right? In lockdown.
I know exactly where this is going.
So I'm in lockdown, haven't cut the hair, got a bit of facial hair. You know, I've probably done quite well out of lockdown, haven't I? I mean, let's be honest, right? I'm not. You know,
Rabbit knows what's coming up. I just saw a comment from him.
Right. I'm just saying, we've all got different twins, right? We've all got.
What about where's my twin?
Who's your twin?
Yeah, tell me.
I'm not exact. I could be wrong, but let's just. I mean, you know, there's so many. There's so many. I mean, Claude, you're a good-looking guy, right? Let's be honest, right? You know, you've been around. You're actually quite recognised. But when you think about your twin.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Hey, this wasn't on rehearsal, mate.
Yeah, I know. I had this idea and I was like, man, I got to go with this. You had no idea it's coming. But anyway.
You know what? We should do lookalikes.
Lookalike? Well, I've just done lookalikes. What do you think that's called?
No, but we should do lookalikes. One of the other things we should get people, so we can get a bit of engagement, a bit of interaction.
Yeah.
Send us a photo of yourself and who you think you look alike.
Your doppelganger. That's it. Who do you look like? Absolutely. That's interesting. Yeah. Right. All right. Geddo is in the green room, but we've got to get up to North Queensland.
Yeah, we need to go and get him. Get the jet out, man. Get the jet out.
Are you going to? Are we going to tell the premier up there, Palaszczuk, that we're coming?
Don't worry, man. We'll just pick him up. Don't worry. I'll tell him that I know a very well-known dictator.
Yeah. That's what who are you talking about? Right. Let's get out of here.
Testing 2 for 222. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Now it's going over Sydney there. The SCG going past the Gabba. Palaszczuk. What are you guys doing in there? Get out of here.
Get out of here. You guys double vax?
Hey,
Geddo.
How are you, mate?
Oh, doing all right.
Thanks for persevering, mate, with our gibbering and jabbering. But good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, Peg. Good show you got going.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. How's things in Townsville? Or whenever I talk to you, I go, how's the weather?
Oh, it's a cool 33 today.
Ooh. Okay, that's warm.
Yeah, it's a cold 25 of a night time, 24. So.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. But mate, it's good to have you on, buddy. It's good to have you on. So we want to hear a little bit about what's happening in Townsville, and we'll chat about a couple of other little topics here and there and whatnot. But overall, mate, let's chat a little bit about the club first, and you guys have had some recent changes, obviously, and stuff. Do you want to tell us and tell everyone else what's been happening?
Well, yeah, we lost our rink back in July, so we're now training in a sports court with a steel cage.
Yep. Sort
of brings another dimension to roller hockey. It comes like Thunderdome, 4 players enter, 2 leave.
Sounds like a UFC sort of on roller skates sort of environment.
It is. Like, the cage is actually a steel wall, like mesh. It's not forgiving.
Yeah,
And,
right. Okay.
Yeah, but look, I suppose one benefit we have is we're still playing hockey and have been. You poor guys have been in lockdown.
Yeah.
Exactly right, mate. No, it's a good perspective, you know. Is it 260, 270, 280 days? I'm not sure how many days it's been now, but I was talking to I was having a bit of a chat with Dave Course the other day, and he was sort of saying, you know, it's a bit hard for him to imagine what we're going through in Victoria, but you're right. It's a good perspective that you've got, because the Victorians in particular have just been, you know, some people haven't left their home, you know, like literally, you know, literally. It's really hard to imagine that, but so you're persevering, buddy. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, we get a suntan while we're playing now.
I know.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. What about longer term prospects, mate? Is you know, any opportunities starting to raise up yet for another venue, or is it still a bit early?
When the rink closed, he was opening another rink, the guy, and I went and drew it up, done the plans, but insurance shut him down.
Yeah,
so we couldn't get the second rink off the ground. But the good thing is he still kept all the skates and everything, so he's still talking to the insurance companies.
Right. Okay.
So hopefully if he can get something through on insurance, there's a possibility he'll start up again.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, that's positive. Like there's something there. It's it's really sad actually, Queensland with Stafford as well, going through that same scenario.
Process. Yeah,
it's just tough, right? But we've got to persevere, and it's sort of interesting too, because if you look at it on a global scale, skating is going through the roof.
Yeah.
Right. You know, if you've got a set of skates you want to sell, you can sell them. If people are going, it's just going through the roof. So you'd be thinking that maybe there's the opportunity to invest in a business, right? That there must be something there. I haven't done the numbers myself, but maybe, you know. So
well, you're dead right. When the rink closed, it was doing record numbers.
Yeah, really.
Really, yes. And that he regretted the decision he'd made a year earlier because he had to get this gym and everything set up. He regretted that, but then in the hindsight, he'd made the right decision because a month later he couldn't get insurance anyway.
Yeah. So that's a pain, mate. That's a bloody pain.
Yeah, you're correct about the skating. We've got a lot of people doing outdoor skating now. It's phenomenal.
Now, yeah, I see you doing stuff, right? I mean, Geddo, you're a contributor, right? You're a leader and a contributor. And one of the things that you do, amongst other things, I see you do Friday. Actually, I think you're doing a session tonight, right? After this show, you're going to go and get out there. So what's that all about?
Well, I ended up taking a young girl to the skating rink on a Friday night and took her for about 4 years, and we ended up with a crowd of about 30 people in our group.
Yeah, right.
Now, they all want to continue skating. So we all formed this group, and we go down the beachfront, skate down around there and have dinner. And, we've come a bit of a celebrities type thing because the girls go and get the light up wheels and everyone comments and even the local DJ spotted us. We got comments out of that, and so there is a fair following now.
So is that on the out the front on the boardwalk sort of there, the beach there?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Yeah, and then there's a bit of hill skating involved.
Yeah.
We skate up around the hill. Now that if you ever done hill skating, that makes your legs work.
Oh yeah.
Coming down is good. Going up, not so happy.
Oh no, mate. But mate, good on you. So you do that Thursdays and Fridays.
Thursday, Fridays, Sunday mornings.
Oh geez. Wow.
Yeah, so there's a group that go, and look, I believe if more people skating, the more chances we have of them overflowing into the hockey and the other sports.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
There's some of the young hockey kids come skating with me too.
Yeah, right. Good.
Yeah, so we still got them on skates, just can't do as much hockey as we were.
Yeah.
And on that, I mean, how many kids you reckon you've got approximately in the club?
Oh, we've dropped considerably.
Yeah.
Since we didn't get that tournament and then the rink shut, it just destroyed a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
We've probably got about 6 kids come down to training.
Okay.
Yeah.
So out of the 20 we had, we're down to about 6. lot of them are still following, but they just haven't come down yet.
Yeah, they need a purpose, right? You know,
Yes.
They need to go, I know this is happening next month, or even it's 6 months from now. That's okay, right? That's okay. They've got a target, they've got something to aim for, then that's fine, right? So we're going to make sure we do that. And that's where 2022 is really important. And we've been trying to get some events up and running. So yeah. Oh, mate, what about within the club, right? I mean, just give a shout out to who are the couple of people that support you and you really keep the wheels turning, albeit, you know, in difficult situations.
Oh, Mum does, Sandy Sherman.
Yeah.
She's there. She's in the background. She's down helping us all the time, and 100 little ways that just, you know, you don't know how to say thanks enough to her sometimes.
Yeah, she's a. I think we need to build a statue at some point for Sandy. We've actually toured in World Championships with Sandy, and for no other reason, for no particular reason, she's come with us.
Yep.
You know, there's no family attached to it, and she'll do the laundry. She'll every time, and she'll do the recording of the games. She just want to be part. I'm just like, just an amazing contributor. You know, just wants to help.
Just want to help. Just wants to help out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the little things she does that people forget about that, you know, are amazing.
Absolutely, you know, she's always at all the events. You know, just a rock solid person in relation to the Australia Day Cup. Her and Lynette are always there, just saying, Steve, what do we need? Just let us know what you need. You know, they're there. They're just 100%. They're just, I say they're rusted on. You know, and that's you know, it's really really good. You know, so yeah. Yeah, well, anyway, mate, we'll keep persevering. We really hope that maybe you get someone puts their hand up, you get something happening and whatnot.
And a bit of a boost, you know?
Yeah, well, one of the old Glen Innes players, young girl, she'd be 20-something, Taya, she rocked up on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she hasn't skated, she said, for 2.5 years. She rocked up the training. It was like 32 degrees. The humidity was like 100%.
Nice.
So I don't know whether I've killed her yet or not. Find that out. We'll see if she rocks up this Sunday.
Yeah, okay. Now, mate, we've got someone knocking on the door who wants to come in.
Yeah, I could smell something. Was he on the plane? I could smell something real off on the plane, man.
You keep the window open on the plane? Because something's flown in, I can smell it, or someone's knocking on the door. They're in the luggage.
Seriously, like there's no security, man. There's no security.
Is this like a Jerry Springer show?
I don't know.
Yes, Jerry. Let him in. What does that smell like?
Hey! How you going?
Twinsy, yeah?
I'm wearing my Roller Hockey Australia jumper.
Oh, that's good on you, buddy. Good on you.
It's warm, and it came from you. And I saw the moths come out of your pocket, and it was undamaged.
How are you, Cos? Good?
Hey, Mick. Yeah, good, thanks.
Cosy.
Hi, Mick. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Now, guys, we wanted to have a little bit of a chat too about Mick Stocks, who recently passed away, Geddo, and you know you've shared a little bit of information about him and his upcoming funeral. But we also thought we'd just reflect a little bit on who he was, and Cos has also got some background and some history with him as well. You know, so there's, from what I understand and what I've heard from both of you, he was quite a significant player in, you know, the Queensland, if not Australian community of rink hockey, right? Let alone roller sports, right? So, you know, it'd be great to hear a little bit about him. I'm just gonna grab a photo, which is actually you and Geddo, just for those who don't remember exactly what he looks like, or don't know him. But Geddo, it'd be great to hear just, you know, a little bit about him and, you know, sort of guy he was and what he sort of did.
Well, yeah, look, Stocksy was probably helped us start. The Townsville Taipans were originally called the Willows Warriors.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, and Stocksy was involved in that. He actually played hockey for a little while.
Did he really?
Yeah, and I'll give you one. He was like a crocodile. He could sprint. For a big man, he was quick.
Really?
He probably didn't have the stamina.
So you sort of Claudio Munoz sort of guy.
Quicker.
Mate, that must have been quick.
But he was actually quite a phenomenally good skater for his size.
So really was he always Townsville? Is he always Townsville sort of? Was that home base for him?
Yeah, he was a Townsville boy.
Yeah, right.
He had a lot of hockey players stay with him over the years. Yeah, even Ashley Easterby lived with him for 3 months.
Yeah, Ashley has some very fond memories. He actually spoke to me about him. Actually, today we're talking about a couple of things, and he mentioned his name.
Yeah, he was the DJ at the rink years ago. Yeah, I think he was actually the chairman of roller hockey for a period.
Actually, I think Queensland and nationally.
Yeah, because didn't he contribute or impact some of your work that you're doing, Cos?
Mate, when I was 15 years old and I organised my first league, Mick was the guy I had to go to get a sanction. And little did I know at the time of the typewriter, not the word processor, that we had this concept of a sanction, but nobody actually filled them in. And the ones I'd been able to see was like 1 page. And I'd written up this 1-page application to create the Southeast Queensland Roller Hockey League. And I sent it to Mick, and Mick went by post, mind you. And returns it back and says, look, Cos, what about this? What about that? What about this? And he's on the phone with me. He's talking about it, and as Queensland president. And then I made some amendments. I sent it back again, and he sent it back. And what about this? And what about this? And then Ian Hobbs joined in at the same time. And my life was a misery as a 15-year-old trying to organize this competition. But in fairness, what he did was he came up with the base template for the proper run of a competition. And it also gave me the motivation to think about the detail. And sometimes we want things to be simple, but we don't think through the problem. So he helped me to learn to think through the problem. And to this day, every document I generate, and trust me, there are lots of documents I generate for roll hockey every year, there's something from that original sanction that is in the English competition rules, that's in the Australian, rules somewhere, So that little bit of effort with a 15-year-old. And the other thing he did, which I think has a lot of merit and probably we should all consider doing, I remember Les Carrion and me when we were 15, we all wanted to play senior. And there was an Australian club championship in Inala, it was at the time. And I think then he was the national president for hockey. And we wanted to play. And people in those days didn't need people as desperately as what they do now to make a senior team. And people said, no, you can't. And Mick decided that all these 15-year-olds could play so long as they got a referee accreditation. Then we'd know they knew the rules. Now, that was cunning like a fox, because what it did was we all sat down, we begrudgingly did our tests, and then next thing you know, everybody who knew our age group could just say, oh, we know that Les Carrion, Cos Galtos, Chris Thompson, et cetera, are referees, and they'd grab us to referee matches. So the price we paid to play as a senior was to be a referee. And I think that has vision and some merit for today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a really good idea. I think we should adopt a bit of that ourselves, for sure. So,
I think Mick's contribution to Queensland and Australian roller hockey is underestimated. And he did a lot at a difficult time when the boom of the 70s was ending and the 80s were in full flow. And he loved the sport. And, I've got my stories of where teams that went away teased him a bit, like jamming a Suzuki Hachi hide between 2 trees at Springers in Victoria, which required the car to be disassembled. I did
get a part of that. Get a part of that one.
No,
and I know Mick was involved.
You're gonna deny everything they get.
just so Mick can't get away. I know Mick was involved in an incident. I think it was in Blackwater after someone went through a hotel room door, where Mick was facing a little bit of diarrhea trouble, and someone decided cling film on the toilet would be a good idea. Maybe Mick could pursue that if he remembers it. It's a dirty story.
Would you like to contribute to any of those sorts of memories?
No, I've got my own versions, my own stories.
Okay, all right. So what else?
Tell us one of them.
What else can you tell us about the great man?
He opened 2 skating rinks in Townsville.
2?
2, yeah. We had the one at Willows, and then he moved to the new, bigger, flasher building. But without Mick, there's a lot of people in Townsville that wouldn't have ever been skating because he had the vision. It was actually, he wanted to open a rink because I think his adopted granddaughter just took up ice skating and she wanted to skate. So that was his, final straw for him to drive to open a rink. So he went off and come into my office and told me his idea, and then the rest was history.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So there's a lot of people that owe in Townsville from 2000, I think, when was it, 8 or something, that owe a lot of skating time to Mick.
Yeah. I know, mate.
Sorry, I was just going to say to Mick that from my memory, he was also a very vocal spokesperson for the Townsville club and insisted on their democratic inclusion in the way the sport was run nationally. He wouldn't, he wouldn't take something lying down if he didn't like it. You get a call from him and it was coming, and he insisted on meetings being run the right way and democracy, including votes from committees to get things done. Is that your similar memory?
Yeah, well, he was an accountant originally. So he's very thorough on the paperwork.
Yeah,
very good like
okay.
that.
Yeah.
So
Geddo, it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. I was about to say, did he do anything else? Did he referee, did he?
Yeah, he refereed for a little while. That was quite interesting. Especially, you'd do a good big shot and he wouldn't see it go in.
His eyesight wasn't that great.
Referees, but active.
No, it wasn't that great. But it made the game more challenging.
Oh, mate, there's a few of those still floating around. Well, the goals that I'm scoring, they're not counting. But anyway. Yeah,
we're on a bus trip coming back from Mount Isa. He helped arrange a lot of hockey and was involved in the early times when we were the Willows Warriors. And we went out to Mount Isa. And we're in the bus, the 22 5-seater with the middle doors. Well, boys need a rest stop, because they're drinking. So they get out. I'm sitting in the driver's seat. Here's Mick at the corner of the bus having a pee, The two other skinny fellas, Hoodie and O'Loughlin, these guys were quick. They stripped off, come around the side of the bus to chase him. They never caught him. He done a full lap, got away from him, got inside the bus and shut the doors. And everyone in the bus was just gobsmacked because that was fast. Admittedly, he was having a lot of breathing issues after that.
Oh, really? Oh, God. Sounds so good. So what's planned, mate, for so there's a bit of a ceremony next week for his funeral in Townsville, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, what are those what are those details?
It's on Tuesday at 10:30 at Townsville Cremations. It'll be a memorial service. I think there's a fair crowd going from what we're figuring out.
Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah, because like I said, his skating contribution in the last with the two rinks is massive. For the number of people. Yeah.
It just shows you one person can move mountains, right? Can really make something different, really make something happen, and it's those sort of people we want to recognize, and it's people like yourself, Geddo, that's doing that. You're moving, you're continuing to move mountains in Townsville, mate. So good on you, buddy. We really acknowledge it and appreciate it, and we're thankful for it, right? Because if it wasn't for you and Sandy, then roller hockey in Australia wouldn't be as good as it is.
Saying that too, it's also Mick, because Mick used to help the roller hockey. Well, he helped all the clubs, not just the roller hockey. He helped the derby start. He helped the artistic. He helped everyone. So if you talk to Sandy and that, our trainings were sometimes you wouldn't have enough, but he wore that. He didn't argue. He didn't get upset. He used to help us. He'd let us even help out on a Tuesday night session after training to fundraise. We'd run the session for him. And
yeah, right. Okay.
He was always, for profitability with the sporting clubs, he was always in the negative.
Yeah, right.
the amount that he gave up so kids and that could play or skate was amazing.
Yeah.
I think it might be worth, one of the things we're not so good at in our sport, but we can get better at easily, is saying thank you to people from the past, which is part of what this show obviously is doing. Yeah. And it seems to me that Mick Stocks and Mick Edling, but in this case, Mick Stocks, has made a tremendous contribution to the Queensland roller hockey, and not just Brisbane, because there's a whole state that exists outside of Brisbane, which sometimes gets forgotten. And it seems to me that it might be appropriate to consider naming a trophy after Mick Stocks. Something that's talk to the people from the Townsville Club as to what's appropriate, and raising it properly at the next ARHC meeting, and have some sort of national level trophy which commemorates his name with a little bit of a history about the guy. I think the more we do that, the better, because there are people that our sport just wouldn't function without all over the world. And saying thank you is classy, and it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spot on.
And Mick Stocks would get a real kick out of that too. Can you imagine? This is my trophy. You can't have it.
It's a good idea, Cos. Good idea. It's something we'll talk about, Geddo, a bit more of. I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, mate. So,
I do have a funny story.
Oh, please,
Tell us. We're all about funny stories, mate.
Cos was involved in this.
So it's going to be funny. It has to be funny.
I got a few of those as well.
Do you remember when the National League was on?
Oh, yeah.
And we had that minibus, and Townsville Taipans and the Brisbane Bulls swapped over. You had it after us.
Right.
We went down to the Hertz counter, I think it was, and said handing back the keys, and the Brisbane club's picking it up, and he's looking through the file. He said the Brisbane Bulls. I said, no, they're called the Brisbane Cows. You've got that wrong. So we changed the name on the booking form. And then if Cos remembers, him and I forget who was, Steve or someone was at the front counter. We're upstairs watching. Then we run over to the car park because we'd also jacked the back wheel off the ground on the van. And we'd also poured lemonade in the driver's seat. And we'd greased the door handles.
Oh, man.
It was quite entertaining watching them when they were changing, trying to get to move because the jack was still up.
Oh, really?
See, I don't remember the situation, but I know what my approach to that problem would be. It would be go to Hertz and tell them to give me the right vehicle that's done right. But
you did. Then the worst bit of it was when they drove to Newcastle. It was a petrol car. We'd pull one spark lead off.
Oh, they did.
I remember that.
Huh?
I remember that.
It would only do about 60 kilometres an hour uphill.
Yeah. It sounded like the world's longest journey. It was horrible.
They had to put all their gear on in the van because they were running that late for the game.
I remember that drive.
Yes.
Oh, man, that's terrible. I didn't realize. I thought that was just bad luck.
No, that was us. Wait, it's the appropriate moment to tell you.
Oh, fair enough. It's okay. I'll find a way to get square. It's all right. So,
yeah. Hey, just on that, sorry to cut you off there, Mick, but I mean, what year was the National League?
No, this is the National League. What year was that?
Because you'll remember, I mean,
94?
Could have been a bit earlier.
93.
No,
could have been
the
93.
first one happened when we had Mount Gravatt. So it would have been 92, 91, 92, 93. Coca-Cola was different.
Did you say 92?
Yeah.
92, 93, and then there was one the following year, and then it stopped.
Yeah. Then it stopped.
Yeah, I know that was good. I mean, I remember playing for at the time I was playing for Morialek. Did you play, Steve? Was you there?
Mate, I was playing in Portugal. I think I was playing in Switzerland in those days, buddy.
Was she there? Man, you missed out on the National League,
Playing
mate.
in the big time. Playing in the big time.
National League was big time. Just ask these guys.
I know it was. I know it was. It was
Not
great,
to distract
actually.
too much, but I reckon that the league concept's great, but Australia is such a big country and it's so expensive. The biggest problem you got is when a team loses, it doesn't want to fulfill the rest of its fixtures. I think what we should probably have is a national cup competition where you qualify up from your region, state to the national level. So when you play a home and an away leg, and then when you lose, you're out.
I think Manuel.
Is Manuel back?
I don't know, mate.
Sorry, cause Manuel back. Hey, Mick, I've got a view.
Dropped out then.
Mick, I've got a viewer question for you.
Yeah.
Manuel. Hopefully Manuel doesn't interfere. I've got a viewer question for you, Mick. Let me know, or would you be able to sort of pick, which is hard, who would have been the best player coming out of Townsville?
Yeah, who's asking? Dave. Davo is asking.
Dave Corliss, man. I mean, Dave Corliss, he said long time. Dave Corliss said long time listener, first time caller.
The best player out of Townsville?
Yeah, that you've seen.
Probably Craigie.
Who?
Just trying to go through all the years.
Great.
We had players like there was a player, Rodney Henspeeder. He played back in the Loopy time.
Yeah,
and
right. Okay.
I remember Loopy went past him, dribbled him, and Loopy was at full speed, and Rodney turned, caught him, and took the ball off him. And even I think your dad, because he was sitting with up in the stand, he turned to me and his words were, "Who is that player? No one ever catches Loopy."
Yeah, no one caught Loopy.
No, but Rodney, when you seen him skate, he was like a Torval and Dean on skates. He was just smooth.
Really?
So over the eras, you'd have to go back. It's probably Rodney Henspeeder would have been up there. Robbie Luco was another one that was highly talented. Of course, the lanky arms.
Mick, can I just inject for a second, just so people understand, because there's a lot of people a lot younger than us probably watching this. Peter Loopy, just so people know, Peter Loopy was the first Australian ever to be paid to play roller hockey. He went to Spain after a world championship. And now it wasn't for him. He decided to come home to Australia. But he was the very first player that the Spaniards considered good, who were top of the game, put into a top-level side. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Reus, but I'm not certain. So that's a pretty big call for a Townsville bloke to be able to take the ball off the guy, you know?
Yeah, out-sprinting, take it off him. So, look, if Craigie Sherman had been this last group, I'd say.
What about Eddie Pardon?
Oh, Eddie, yes, Eddie. Eddie was an amazing player. That was another era.
Back in the 90s, when was it? I can't remember exactly what it was, but remember the clubs were in Anala. Townsville actually won.
Yeah.
And it was about a 2 or 3 year period. I think John Vaskovich might have been the coach at the time.
John was coaching us then, yes.
Yeah. Townsville were extremely strong, very deep bench. Like it was like there's 8 good players, you know. I just remember them. I was junior coming through. They were solid.
Seen Tucker, the Frosling, he was on Blades. Eddie.
Oh, that's right. There was one dude on Blades.
Was it a Blade Runner? There was a Blade Runner. Blade Runner.
And Trevor Joseph was playing with us then.
Yeah, Trevor.
The one-handed flick shot.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, that was when Marauders that you played when you were in Brisbane, played against them at the club championships. And we played Townsville 3 times, and each time it was a draw at full time till it finally went to penalties in the grand final. That's how I recall.
You had the Frenchie.
Vincent Azibert.
Yeah, that's right. The import. Yeah, that's right.
That's the bloke at Melbourne Roller Hockey Club.
That's my sarcasm coming out.
Yeah,
mate,
that would have been our glory times because we played at Australasians, was it, where New Zealand played Australia? Yeah, and we played in that comp as Townsville, and we played against Australia 1, Australia 2. I think New Zealand 1, New Zealand 2. We beat every team, even Australia 1, but we lost to New Zealand.
I remember that.
And I remember John Kavaskovich. He was, for forget who was coaching the Australian one, but they called him green and gold because they didn't want to be.
Renee, or was it Robbie?
Oh, Renee was coaching one, and Robbie was coaching the other, and John's running around. We must be Australia gold if we beat everybody. So he wasn't making
an interesting time, wasn't it? Everyone was vying to be the There's a lot of vying to be the Australian coach in those days. And
as a memory, though, just so I recall, John Vaskovich at some point in his life was an international football referee, wasn't he?
Soccer. I believe so. Soccer,
and he refereed World Cup qualifiers as a Polish thing. And he used to be a Polish commando, as I recall.
Yeah.
And he was fit as anything, right? That way.
Yeah, that's what drove us. He made us that fit that it was amazing, you know?
Yeah.
So he was fit and polished, was he?
He was fit and polished.
No, just polished.
I just wasn't fit.
He was strong, though, mate. He was a very strong guy.
Yes. He done a lot of weightlifting in his earlier days.
Now, Geddo. We're going to bring it back to you a little bit, mate. We want to go back to you a little bit. Now, everyone who knows you and those that don't know you also are aware that you love your boat. You got a boat and you get out there on there from time to time. That's right?
Yep.
And it's actually I've just got a photo here. Just bear with me. And I think I found something here. You're out there just cruising around out on the Great Barrier Reef.
Yep.
So you've taken probably a number of people out on the boat. Actually, one time I came up there and Geddo's like, mate, I'll hook you up with accommodation. And I was sleeping on the boat with Johan. Yeah, with Johan Barth. You know, we just went up there and, you know, it was good. Claude, have you ever seen
No, I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
In Geddo's boat?
No, I haven't seen it.
No, it's really good, mate. It's we've had a great time. I mean, Geddo, what's going on? Have you got out there recently?
The boat got caught in a fire. It was collateral damage about 2 months ago. The boat pulled up behind me. They just tied up. It went up in flames and burnt mine.
Right, so man.
It's being written off at this present moment.
Right, so
Mick, in these cases, insurance is an opportunity, so you can get a bigger, better, more wonderful boat without any of the issues that you used to have, right?
Well, I was going to show you Geddo's boat, Claude.
What's that here?
No, it's that one down the back there.
No, which one was it?
Actually, mine's
that one down there.
Mine's right where the photo was taken.
So what I was thinking, so yours is not the one in the middle; it's the one to the right of it.
No, that's not even mine.
It's the muddy patch in the water, isn't it?
It's sort of a bit like that.
That's the boat I'd like. I think that looks like Clive Palmer's boat, actually.
No. I did find a photo of.
It's like Gilligan's Island, man.
Claude's like, I'm coming to Townsville again. That's your boat. Oh God!
Have you got a photo of the boat?
Yeah, that's it.
So what happened? The boat behind you.
Is that before or after got burnt?
Before. No, I meant to wash it for the photo.
So what happened? Sorry, explain that again.
Well, where the photo was taken from, there was a boat tied up right there, and it had electrical fault and went up in flames in about 2 minutes, and it just cooked my boat. The flames just burned it and just cooked it. It's even that hot. All the wood on the side of the hull's starting to fail now.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you reckon you can restore it, or is it write off? Did you say?
Well, they're going to write it off, they've said.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. We might be able to get that other blue boat that we were talking about before.
Yeah, that'd be better. Yes.
Or Mick can take the money from the new boat fund from the insurance company and build a roller hockey rink. You know,
yes.
It's a question of priorities, isn't it, Geddo?
Priorities, yeah. Yeah, boat or a roller hockey rink.
Now, Geddo, we also spoke
for that, Geddo.
Now, Geddo, we spoke about your contribution to the sport, right? So, we just want to take a moment just to reflect a little bit on there, right? So, there is you there. Is that a umpiring derby?
Yeah, umpiring derby.
Right.
I've got no idea what those rules are. Good on you.
I actually never really umpired much, so I coached them for 5 years or 6 years.
Well, what a guy, right? Not just hockey, but also derby.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it hard to coach or?
Oh, it's like everything. It's if you read the rules, you figure out what you need to coach.
Right. Okay.
You're obviously playing to the rules, and how do you, win by the rules?
Yeah. What is the derby scene up there? Is there quite a few?
No, it's got small again. You know, when I left it, they had 50 players. Now it's down to about 10.
So, oh really? So I'm assuming they were using the rink that's closed down as well. They don't have another venue.
Yeah, they're at the PCYC Aikenvale.
Okay, is that an opportunity for hockey in there?
Look, the skating bit is all right, but the little black object we use causes a little bit of damage.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So that's the problem we strike. Yeah, we did play roller hockey there. We've had 5 rinks. So think of this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rinks in Townsville.
Yeah, right. Really.
And each time in between, we've had to go somewhere, and we did do it at the PCYC originally years ago, and then they renovated it. So now it's got that the walls aren't conducive to a hockey ball anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, the Geltossers used to have own the rink up there, didn't they, Cos?
Yes. Yeah. Willows Skateway.
Was that Willows?
Other
was
way
it?
around, but yeah. Skateway, Willows Skate. In fact, I think Nick stayed with you, didn't he, Geddo, when he went up there to run it?
He could have. Yeah.
Or Ashley or something?
Ashley stayed with Mick Stocks.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
See, there you go again.
Yes. And he was up. Ashley come up for 3 months over Christmas.
Right.
And we painted the rink floor, I think, New Year's Eve.
All right. What a awesome. Must have all been happening up there in Townsville.
Yeah.
Steve, you should be aware they didn't wear masks.
I was going to say it would have been a good New Year's Eve, mate, because I've painted a few rink floors and
you
get
a bit two times epoxy in an enclosed space. In fact, one day you should get Eddie Curry on, and I'll tell you about the time that I accidentally swiped him after painting the floor with a paddle pop, and his mind made him think that it was a cockroach, and he got down on the ground whacking the floor with his shoe that he'd taken off in the middle of the car park, and all I could hear when he drove off up the front drive of Skateway at Mount Gravatt was Eddie laughing out the windows as he's swerving across the double lanes.
Oh, really?
That's what painting a 2-pack epoxy rink does to you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
and if you ask Ashley, we were having rums while we were doing it.
Right.
Oh God! So
Have you got any more photos?
What about this team?
Who's this?
Who's the goalkeeper? Claude?
Kiwi.
That's Kiwi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a bit slimmer then.
Oh no! Look at him. Got the long locks, the blonde hair.
Where are you, Geddo?
Huh?
Where are you? Which one is you?
This guy, this unit on the right.
You got the mullet, man.
The mullet, the Jamie Reed mullet.
Yeah. And the guy on the left, you know who that is?
Chris Raggett.
Yeah, that's Raggett.
Why is he there? Do you live in Townsville for a while?
He come up, he was doing a bit at the TAFE college for 6 months. So a year he was up in Townsville.
And who's the guy next? Who's the guy squatting in front of you?
Rodney Henspeter.
That's the one. Is that the one you were talking about before?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing him. He looked familiar. And what about the other one?
Dino Anderson. I think that's Dino Anderson, it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Wow.
And the guy in the middle. I remember the guy in the middle. It's
Robbie Luco.
Yeah, he was still playing for.
Player too, yeah.
Tall, yeah. Very tall. Like imagine that as
Oh, the arms were annoying. You
reach.
go past him and he'd just reach around you still and take the ball.
Oh yeah. And he was pretty strong too. I remember being knocked over a few times by Robbie. Nice guy.
Yeah.
You Cozzy.
So he crunched me a number of times.
Did you get crunched by a fly once?
No, mate. Only in your imagination, Claudio.
On the way to the
But no, that's interesting. When was that picture taken, Nick?
That was going to be my next question. Yeah, what is that?
Be in the 80s. That was at the old. That's at the old Willows skating rink, the one that you guys own, Nicky. Cos.
Oh man, come on. Nick's ball patch is back here, and mine's at the front. Okay, I just want to point that out.
Yeah,
is it just me?
Willows. Hey?
Is it just me, or there's something written in the back of it? Like,
yeah, there is.
There is. Yeah.
What do you mean the back of
That's
what?
happens
in the back of Ragged,
walls,
of Chris Ragged. Oh,
Oh, maybe that's like a ghost sort of image.
I know.
Don't know.
Actually, I think Ragged, you said he was up there doing schooling. I reckon he's on the beach, man. Look at the suntan on those arms.
He was.
Like that guy was
Surfing.
surfing, hanging out, just going to the bar, chick magnet, old Ragged.
Yeah.
Hey, he was a very, very talented hockey player. And again, from the day I remember as a kid watching the Inala Stafford games with the Peter Lupi versus the Chris Raggets, it was they were serious, man. You know, he would have been real valuable for Townsville to have around for a while, I think.
He was. Ragged taught me something, then he regretted teaching it to me. He taught me use what you have to your advantage, and always remembered that. And he went back to Brisbane. He was playing for a Brisbane team then, and naturally, Chris could skate, Chris could dribble. Chris is a brilliant player. He come up to dribble me, and I quickly figured it out. I outweighed him by 20 kilos, so I just flattened him. Stepped straight into him, flattened him. He come up to me after the game. He said, "You bugger, why'd you do that? Thought we were mates. You almost killed me." I said, "You told me to do it." He said, "No, I didn't." He said, "So you told me to use whatever you have to your advantage. I knew I outweighed you and outmuscled you. You could outskate me and outdribble me." And he never come near me for the rest of the game. So psychologically, I beat him. I was right.
And that's a lesson for kids who are playing too, right? When you're a defender, if you're strong from the opening of the game, the more technical players will stay away from you and pick a different victim.
Yes.
And it's, though nowadays, though, they've just got to run at you 10 times if they've got the guts for it, and they'll get themselves.
No, you're right. Oh, don't go there, cuz. Don't go there. Manuel might jump in again.
Hey, I'm a defender, just like Geddo. And I have been crunched by Geddo numerous times.
I think I've been on the Geddo once
or a forearm that shoved me back into a wall.
Is Manuel back? Oh, who have we got here?
Tell us about this photo. Is this a Townsville photo? Is this a skateabout photo? Is it a Skaterville town photo?
Skaterville, Townsville, I think.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Tell us who's who. Who's the one with no uniform? Anybody?
Collishaw.
Yeah, come on. I think I know these guys, but I'm asking you guys who are they?
What?
I know them.
You're asking you, Geddo. Come on.
Come on, that's Peter Collishaw, yeah. Who's next to him?
No, is that me? Probably. That's Bob Corbett. Then we had
yeah, that's Bob. That was yourself. That's Bob. What about the next one? Jake the Snake.
Siggers, yeah.
Look at Siggers just hanging back, man. He's
I know. He's just like
lean. Where's my Harley, man? Where's my Harley?
I think that was Kruger. Then Trevor.
Kruger.
Yeah.
Trevor.
There's a shopping centre after his surname. Yeah, Falabella,
yeah.
Is there a shopping centre?
In Chile, remember? When we were in Chile and we saw Falabella?
Yeah.
Anyways, go.
I can't make out who that one in front of Falabella is.
That's Sean. Oh, no, Scene. Sorry, Scene Tucker.
Scene. Yeah, it is too. Sorry, Scene. Then Graham Bishop or Grubber, and then Kiwi and
Dave.
Dave.
That's going to be Dave, man. That's Dave-O. The one and only, the long-time listener, first-time caller.
Who will always be in my mind, 14 years old from when I first coached him in a Queensland team.
I know.
Getting used to him being ponytail. He's got a ponytail thing going on there.
Dave's got like a that's wait a second before you continue. What year was that?
What?
Approximately. What year was that? Yeah, that photo.
That's in Springers. I recognise that drop sheet up in the top, that green thing.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that would have been in the mid-90s? Mid-90s? See, Dave Corliss had the man bun back then, man. Dave Corliss with the man band. Yeah.
Oh, the man bun. There you go. Oh, they're the good old days. Geddo?
Yeah.
I know. But that's a classic, though, as Siggers. They're just leaning back, just kicking back. Man, just tell me,
Just
that's
tell me
good.
where you need me, man. Just tell me where you need me there.
Is this angle good?
Jake the Snake. Used to
Yeah.
call him Jake the Snake. Wasn't he a wrestler, Jake the
A
Snake?
wrestler. He looked like him. Yeah. That's another lookalike. We were doing lookalikes before. Did you? That's another lookalike.
Bring it to the show next week. All right, Geddo, I've got one last one, mate. I've got one last one, which I want to show here, and it's just a Let me just get you back on the screen. Hang on a tick. Where are you going?
Technical difficulties. All the.
Yeah,
I mean, we fired Manuel last week. Steve might get the ass this week. What are you doing, Steve?
Take the show over, Claudio. That's what I'm saying, right?
I know.
It should be the Claudio show, not the Steve show.
Steve's got all the gadgets there.
I know.
Yeah.
Claude doesn't know how to pull together.
This is all I got, man. This.
That's right. You're capable, Claudio. You can do it.
Here we go. What have we
Here
got
we
here?
go. This is one of our Trans-Tasman ones. There you go. So, Geddo, you've been part of these competitions for a few years. It's just good to get a bit of perspective from you in relation to your enjoyment of these and the team and stuff like that. But I'd love to hear from your point of view, what these guys, what does this sort of mean for you guys?
I think the passion's still there. Look, we're always competitive in those games. Yeah, we go for the enjoyment, the catch up, but I don't think we ever lose the competitive spirit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You get.
Was that a veterans competition or something?
No, it was
Trans-Tasman.
Trans-Tasman. So we set up the Trans-Tasman. So it was like veterans and masters, and then seniors and juniors and ladies.
That just grew with New Zealand, man. They just got bigger and bigger.
It makes sense to be playing with New Zealand. It's one system to help everybody, right?
Exactly right. And it gives
that the Belgians
an opportunity to put on the green and gold again. Which is great.
It's now not uncommon in national leagues overseas for say Belgium, Holland, and Germany to be in one national league competition. Right? Yeah. So it makes sense to run co-tournaments with the Kiwis.
Yeah, for sure. Well, guys, Geddo, mate, we've taken a hell of a lot of your time. Cos, you've got lots of time.
As an unemployed person.
But in all honesty, guys, and to be quite frank, thanks very much for joining. You got to go out and go down the boulevard and get a skate class going, or just to hang out, whatever you guys.
The Rage Cage.
The Rage,
Rage Cage is on Sundays.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But thanks
Make
for sharing.
Make it a BYO and you'll get more people, Geddo.
we do bring alcohol now.
All right, yeah, bit of a couple of quiet ones afterwards, right?
You must rehydrate.
That's the motto. And Cos, thanks for jumping on and sharing some stories about mixed stocks, mate. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Cos. Thanks, Geddo.
All right, thanks for having us.
We're going to drop you guys off now, yeah? We're dropping you off.
All right.
Cosy, we might kick you out. We might kick you out of these guys. See you, Cosy.
See you, mate.
See you, Geddo. Thank you. Where's the plane, man? Esther, the plane. The plane.
They've got it in an Uber.
Oh, no. Oh, I was. You have one job, is it? One.
Yeah, Cos and Geddo being up the front of the bus, they're going to drink the place dry. You know that.
I know.
Those two.
Those two. All right.
Anyway.
Those two.
They got home safe and sound. So Geddo.
I know.
Cos
listen, let me tell you something. I don't know if whether he had a parachute or not. You just kicked him out.
Right. He bounces. you know.
Yeah, no, it's good. Thank you again, Cos. Thank you, Geddo. Thank you for sharing those stories.
Yeah, it was good,
yeah.
mate. And cheers to good old Mick Stocks, mate.
Yeah.
Sounds like I might have met him once, just in passing at some, whilst I was in Townsville or something. But from what I hear from Geddo and from Cos, and I've seen a number of comments about him, it was quite the legend, you know. He's quite the contributor, quite the
contribution, right?
Yeah.
So
it'll be sorely missed. So yeah. So anyway,
so that was good. Yeah, thank you again to the guys. What have we got, man? What's next? What's next for us?
Well, who we got on the chat? Anyone on the chat ask any particular questions? So much for engaging with the chat.
I know.
Lord, I gave you one job. I said, man, just keep your eyes on the chat. Any questions?
Hey, I told you I had a long-time listener, first-time caller that called us. He asked a question.
He asked a question. He did too. There's actually a kiss there because what? Oh, from Linda. What?
What?
On you, Linda. That's a sympathy thing. But anyway, yeah, got a few other. All right. So,
Kiwi's watching. You're too late now, Kiwi, man. Kiwi just jumps on now when we're about to call it a night. Kiwi.
Yeah, watch a rerun.
No, Kiwi, I know. Just subscribe, man. Just click that subscribe button. $9.99. So
where's Kiwi?
Anyway. Kiwi just jumped on.
Did he?
Yeah.
All right. So next week,
what we got on?
We're trying. We're not there yet. We haven't got it in the vault.
I know he doesn't get reception where he's at. Yeah.
But we're hoping for the dynamic duo.
Yes.
Benny and
not
Chris.
Badman. Yeah, I was going to say not Badman and Robin, but Benny and Chris.
Benny and Chris. We want to hear about their adventures, the Benny and Chris adventures around the world.
Yeah.
So
there's plenty of them. And then you know what, Benny? I've got a funny feeling Benny's going to say to me or say to you.
It's too late. I need to go to bed.
Nah. Was she there?
Was you there?
Was she there?
I'm sure he would. Yeah.
I mean, I got to ask him whether he remembers ordering like 8 cups of Chino. 8 cups of Chino.
He goes, can I get some kitty cats with mine?
Benny.
Hot
dogs for free. But we got to tone it down a little bit. We got to tone it back.
Yeah, exactly right. We've got to keep Benny on the it's got the dump button or the mute button. Let's call it.
I know, man. Lucky we've got about. We normally have about a 6-7 second delay, but with your internet, we've got about a 4.5 hour delay.
I've got no delay, mate. By the time I get around to it, yeah. So okay,
and
just recap on the competition. Recap on the competition.
Don't forget. We've got a massive prize.
Massive
we've got giveaways and giveaways. There's giveaways and there's giveaways, yeah. But we've got giveaways to give away. We've got one of these puppies. No, I don't know. Is it a Reno? We don't even know what type of stick it is. All we know is just a hockey stick. If you're in Australia watching Let's Talk Hockey, or if you're in New Zealand watching Let's Talk Roller Hockey, yes, that's what I said. I just said it real quick. Yeah. You got the opportunity to win yourself a hockey stick, roller hockey stick, not a field hockey stick, roller hockey stick. It'll get delivered to your house. So all you got to do is submit to Roller Hockey Australia Facebook page, send us a private message or messenger, whichever way you want to do it. Just make sure you don't put it on the wall so that somebody else can just copyright your story and say that was me. Send us a funny hockey story. If you can back it up with a photo or something, make sure it's PG so that way we can call it out. You've got 3.5 weeks to submit it.
Yep.
We want to be busy reading all your stories. Send us photos. And then on the 3rd week or the 4th week, we're going to pick a winner. And if your story is funny enough and good enough to win, you might get on the show, man. This is like Everyone wants to be on the show.
One roller hockey show in Australia at
I
this
know.
time.
And it's rating. It's rating. We broke the internet a couple of weeks ago.
Facebook. Now, before we go, Claude,
Yeah, Facebook.
Who am I?
Mate.
Who am I?
I don't know. Who are you?
Who am I?
Ooh, that's a good one. Who am I?
Who am I? You want a hint?
Give me a hint. Where was I born?
I'm not going to say that. He played in the era before us, like the generation before us.
Yeah. Okay, well that's a lot.
He played probably with Bim and Kelly a bit in the national team. That's all I'm giving you, man. That's all I'm giving you. If you can't get that.
He played in the national team with probably Bim and Kelly. Is he, what I say, I want to know, is he a Victorian? Give me a hint. Guess who? Who am I? Is he a Victorian?
No.
He's not a Victorian. I don't know, man. Does anybody know? Does anybody out there know?
Victorians? You only know Victorians? What sort of guy are you?
Oh, I'm just asking for a hint.
Well, what else did I say, mate? He played in the national team. He's not Victorian in the era of Bim Kell.
Yeah. Is it Errol?
Is it who?
Did I guess? Errol. like, dog. I wasn't expecting him to guess it. Is it Errol?
I don't know what's going on with my computer, but it ain't working. It ain't working. Hang on. Is it? It is. Errol. There you go. There you go.
I was just trying to put the suspense. I could tell. You know how I could tell?
How you could tell?
By his fingernails.
You want one more before we go?
Yeah, give me another one. Give me another one. That's Errol. Right. Shout out to Errol if you're out there watching. #1 rating show in Australia.
I'm not sure if Errol's up with technology right now. Let's just say Jamie Reed's going to put in a.
Do we need to get Manuel across to Errol's house?
Yeah. Hang on.
Give me another one, man. Who am I? That's a good one, man.
Yeah, I know. I thought, oh yeah.
James Murray guys got it. Sure, Rabbit. You didn't know who it was.
Rabbit. All right. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Hang on. I've got there. Bear with me. Here we go.
Hey, just for the record, this wasn't rehearsed. I didn't know who it was.
No. I know. Not at all. So
and we always say this wasn't on the rundown sheet, as if we've got a rundown sheet.
Who's this?
Who is this?
Who is this?
I always forget it's Tristan. Is that Bruce's son?
Yes, it is. It is.
Bruce's son? Hey, Bruce.
You're right. Hey, Bruce.
Tristan.
That's right. Let me just find his the original, if I can. The computer's decided just to flip out in the background, but that's okay. Yeah. It happens.
Mate, you know, I've got a photographic memory, mate.
You actually do have a good memory for someone with your background.
What's that supposed to mean? But I don't know what that's supposed to be. Let's just not go there. But your memory is shocking. That's true. What I keep asking you. Was she there?
I know. You do. No, you're right. It's all right.
You know, my memory is good, but I mean, I'm bad with names.
What's your name?
Are you bringing up another one, or are you trying to reboot your computer?
That's it. Hang on. I'm going to do this last thing. If this doesn't work, then we're done.
Are you trying to bring Tristan back up?
Yeah. I just want to show you. We go there. There we go. There.
There we go.
There we go. Little
There we
brew.
go.
Little brew.
I know.
There we go. Yeah.
Little
Anyway.
brew, eh?
Thank you, going,
I wonder if he gets mad, eh? Like he's all men.
There's a number of hockey players out there and officials that have hidden talents.
Yeah. Like what?
Singers, songwriters, musicians,
Mate,
jugglers,
that's all.
fire eaters.
Singers, songwriters, musicians. That's still the same one.
Fire eaters, jugglers.
Jugglers. Yeah, I know, yeah.
Some people can hold their breath for like 30 seconds or more. That's talent. So
That's talent.
we want some talent. We'll get some talent on here. Now, there's one guy. There's actually a couple of guys, but there's one hockey guy who has quite some talent.
I know. I think I know who you mean. Our
guy from Mackay.
Yeah. Our guy from Mackay. We're gonna get him on. We're gonna get him on, and let's not give too much of a teaser.
I know. But that guy has some talent.
I know, and some stories. I mean, but he might not have the stories, but I've got stories. Remember, we just like, what is that? You remember? And then you see Lolita there, man.
Guy playing that thing in the middle of this hotel.
I know.
Yeah. That guy's got some talent. So we want to see a bit of talent. We're also looking for a few junior players and officials or anyone with a bit of talent that's in the community. Let us know. We want to see the talent. We're going to have a segment. It's called Talent. I just made that.
I know. Well, let's think about what do we call it? What are we going to call it? Talent.
Roll Hockey's Got Talent. Australia's Got Talent. Roll Hockey's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Not sure. Anyway. All right. Anyway, that's another thing we're working on.
That's another thing. Yeah, we can. If you got some talent, give us a ping. But remember, guys, it's time to call it a night.
Yeah, it is, mate.
Remember, before we go, thanks for watching. Remember about that competition. If you don't know what we're talking about, guess what? You're going to have to watch the whole show again.
All right.
All right, guys. See ya.
Talk soon. Bye.
See ya, guys.